personal bias, but I'm going to say save the best for last because it is an Imani skin. So you get 2-in-1 that comes down with it. It is going to be not only her, but the dragon. Yeah. And she might be in the forefront, but we all know we're looking at the background. Look at the dragon. Look at the wings on that thing. I think I am more excited for this skin maybe even than the Bomb King skin, but that's really testing the waters for me.
This one is great. And I mean, what's cooler than a cybernetic dragon? Not much.
And we had actually been discussing, I guess, like a little bit of lore about what the dragon was in this future, because I was wondering, like, if that was, you know, I mean, like, did they just evolve? Like, dragons went from regular dragons, and then as time went on, they discovered technology themselves and started putting armor plating on. Yeah. And I think you had said that this was kind of like a sentry for her.
The idea in the Mega Future is they don't have to build an attack sentry to look like a dragon, but it would be a hell of a lot scarier if they did.
Definitely a lot more effective.
Way more effective.
I am 100% less likely to commit any crime if I know there's going to be a dragon immediately on top of me.
Yeah, when we envisioned the Omega Imani, you know, it was sort of like the kind of enforcer or protector, if you will, of the futuristic realm.
So with every other skin, and every other skin has a weapon, right? Every other champion has had a weapon, has had something. Imani is pure magic in her regular form. Yes. So for Omega, what was, I guess, like the difficulty of trying to get, how do we go from shooting magic out of your gauntlets to you are now a cyber sentry who is, I guess, in a way using magic, because technology is crazy, but...
Well, technology is magic, depending on your perspective. But with the Imani, we just kind of wanted to drive the idea that with this kind of advanced-looking suit, that it just harnesses the elements themselves. Because at her core, Imani is an elemental mage, not necessarily like a make-everything-levitate mage. So it was a pretty easy concept, I felt, when we were working on the skin internally, and it all kind of really fell into place.
And this is one of the ones that, again, I think it's cool because you always get 2 for 1. You get the dragon skin. I think that's the first thing when we were talking about Imani. The first thing I said was that every single skin I think is probably going to start as the dragon and then get translated to Imani, because there's so many cool ways to make that. And not only is the dragon really cool, but this actually says that she's maybe a little shinier than some of the others that we have seen specifically.
Well, we upgraded kind of our approach to metals not too long ago, but this skin is one of the skins that really shows it off. And she has the awesome cybernetic tail on the hairband here.
That just looks phenomenal. And I like the effects, like you can see, I guess, the gauntlets, because her armor stops kind of mid forearm on both sides.
Her hands are energized by the elements that she is commanding.
Besides like her mastery and recoloring the season pass skin, this is the first like actual full skin that she's getting.
This is Imani's first skin.
And what I just saw, I guess, in the turnaround was the fact that the color, like all of the lights on her, will change depending on which element she has out at the time. Yeah,
with Imani's core design, we knew it was always going to be important that we have to keep the kind of color coordination of her abilities visible at all times. So, and this skin really reflects that and just thematically worked for us really well.
So I guess with Imani, like, so when you're looking at, I guess, trying to change the hair, right? Originally, the skins were, you had the long braid, then there was no hair. And now you're coming in, the cybernetic braid, was that just a very simple addition? Like, we know exactly what we're going to do with this? Or was there some contemplation over that?
Honestly, it was a simple addition. And I wanted a strong through line between the dragon and herself. Even though it's still kind of there in the base, it's a little bit more abstracted. So we kind of wanted her to feel like she is the pilot or controller of this cybernetic dragon.
Her hair in this skin actually has all of the little antennae that are needed to call upon the dragon and bring it in and actually keep it going for it. But I mean, there's a lot going on with this, and I know we haven't actually gotten to see the dragon yet. We're getting that ready, but with the wings, with the way things were going, I mean, there's still, I guess, a lot of like kind of hexagon-esque themes going through these skins.
Yeah, with the kind of patterning overlays we use in the skins, some people might notice that we've actually managed to really up the amount of detail we're able to inject in skins now through some various art techniques and just kind of pushing the boundaries of what we can do. Art team at Evil Mojo is always looking to kind of up the quality bar each and every time, and I think these skins really set a new quality standard for us moving forward.
I think that's always been my favorite thing about doing, especially now that I get to do the patch notes, but watching the patch notes is every single time, like, you always think this is going to be the coolest skin that you're ever going to get. And then in 6 months from now, this skin is going to be forgotten as you look at the next coolest thing that's coming out. or you're still using it. It kind of depends on where things go, but that is Omega Imani.
And this Omega Imani is actually unlimited. So she's specific to this event, but she will be available after the event too. But like our other unlimited skins, she will be the full price of the event. So basically the price of all of the other skins that you would be buying in this event, but it would just be for Imani if you bought it at a later time. So now is definitely the time to get it during this event.
And if I remember correctly, like the last graphic, or last time when we were doing the update notes for 2.02, we had this long graphic that was like all the rewards you would get as you accumulated like chrono shards, and there was an Imani skin at the very end, so I'm assuming that this is the skin.
This is the Imani skin, and you will continue as you get more chrono shards. You're going to continue earning all of those rewards that we outlined in the last show.
And we do have the look in game for this Imani skin, so we can see how she fires all of her abilities, which I guess we're gonna have to double down on because we're gonna have to see fire and then ice for each one, and of course the dragon as it charges up.
I'm glad we're starting nice. It's probably my favorite for this skin.
It's all on you after that.
Is that an announcer I just heard? A nice little, I don't know, I guess retro announcer is the best way to describe it because it's not very 8-bit. It's just that really old, like.
It's from the
That's
console.
first battle pass this year.
Yep.
So you get that one, and it's all coming together. You have a battle pass that fits with the theme for the announcer as everything comes in together, but there's going to be our fire stance. You can get a better look at the gauntlet. So are those, I guess, dragon heads that are on her arm?
Cybernetic dragon.
Cybernetic dragon heads. Again, another really, really cool phrase that I didn't think I was going to be able to get to say today. And you can see the ice form as well. And so, I guess creating this, so where, I guess, is it still just kind of materializing the projectiles for her?
Yeah. Yeah, the idea is the kind of technology itself is materializing the elements.
And she controls it, and that's honestly not far-fetched because I've seen technology like lighters are technology that create fire, even though it's not exactly the same kind of tech you would see here. Similar kind of principle, at least. We have the technology now, you just have to get on it. Eventually we'll have a cybernetic dragon. There you can see the shots, the charge blast coming through. And I'm actually, I think, most interested, I've seen like the splash art for the dragon, but I want to know what her surfboard looks like.
Dude, it's sick.
There we go.
Oh, that's so awesome! All I see is Garrett like happily laughing off in the background. He's just so excited for it as well. But
now it's a legit board.
Yeah.
She's still, I like the fact that she still has the fire kind of propelling her, but she still is leaving this trail on the hexagon design board. So when you were, I guess, making this, when this was coming up in the discussion, the translation from ice to this, how did that come apart?
Honestly, most of that was handled with our VFX team, super creative, and really jumped on a lot of the aspects with that has given a lot of character and life, honestly. The theme really resonated strongly here, and it was just kind of a question of making a convincing sell of a hard light projection, if you will, of a board you can stand on.
Dude, the Frost Bomb VFX are maybe my favorite VFX for the entire year so far.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
And there it comes out. And I believe, that is
so
a
cool.
Brilliant explosion. I think you were actually saying, Charles, as well, about something like the effects that you see when you are locked with it as well, right?
Yeah, but I was mostly talking like this. Like
when it blows up, that detonation.
Futuristic wire trap thing. It just looks so cool.
Being able to come in.
It's a nice visual abstraction on kind of like things freezing, but more digitized representation of it.
That is something I think that, and again, this is something I guess that artists, that's the reason you get paid to do what you do, but I would never have been able to think of a digitized form of ice.
Right?
Like if you were just like, hey, we need you to make this ice bomb, but make it like super cool, digital, and futuristic. And it's like, is ice not going to be around in the future? Like, I don't know, can we not just use ice? But you get that going, and it looks phenomenal going forward. And now I think we're ready for the one and the only dragon that will, well, at least as of now, grace the realm.
Oh, there he is.
Look at his head. Look at the fire.
Oh my god, it's like he's vomiting magma on you. Okay. That was with the worst words.
That looks so incredible. And again, like I can go back to the first patch notes when we saw Imani and just think how terrified you're going to be when you're just playing the game and all of a sudden this dragon rounds the corner to come assault you. Now it's going to be a robot dragon that's coming around the corner to assault you. And while it might still be able to be killed, Bulldozer is still going to be your best friend against Imani. It is going to be a little bit more terrifying when you do it.
I want to see your base dragon fight the mecha dragon. Just saying.
Dude, that should be a mode.
That should be just a dragon on dragon versus dragon. once we have the robot fighting horde mode, the next one's going to be dragon versus dragon, where it's just everyone spawns in as a different dragon Imani skin. So you'll have her base skin, her recolor, her season pass skin, her robo